Hey, how are y'all doing? Now, I'm going to read, this subject is about, excuse me for just one moment. Oh, God, there's nothing like ice cold cocoa. Now, I'm going to read from the, by the way, the date is Wednesday, June 4th, 2014. The time here is 9:14 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Now, I'm reading from a New York Post article entitled Lucille Ball Hawks Cigarettes and Newly Restored Ads, May 23rd, 2014 at 11:23 a.m. Now, I'm going to talk to y'all for just a moment about the Pennsylvania Dutch and how they lost their 90% of the Pennsylvania Dutch don't speak the language anymore because it wasn't passed on starting after World War I, but most especially after World War II. And indeed, people were starting like in the 1920s and 30s. People who were born in the 20s and 30s, when they grew up, they would cover up the Pennsylvania Dutch accent. But it was a delightful accent, and it's different from the ones that the Amish and Mennonites talk, who are just about the only Pennsylvania Dutch that still, speak it as native speakers. So without any further ado, I'm going to give you an example of the non-Amish, non-Old Order Mennonite Pennsylvania Dutch accents in English that I heard in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And to do that, I'm going to read this article on Lucy. Well, nah, see Lucy smoke once. See her and Ricky hawk cigarettes again and again and again. Even long-time fans of I Love Lucy may be shocked to learn that when the beloved sitcom premiered in 1951, why, there were wall-to-wall cigarette commercials and plugs embedded throughout, unseen for decades and newly available to watch on Blu-ray. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, Lucy and Desi, were so grateful that the Philip Morris Cigarette Company would sponsor a show with a mixed-race couple, Desi was Cuban, when no one else would, that they hawked their cigarettes with an intensity unusual, even in an era when the line between entertainment and advertising was often blurred. This long, unseen, fascinatingly creepy material was purged from reruns decades before cigarette commercials were banned altogether from American airwaves in 1970. The serious obsession with cigarettes was only hinted at in previous DVD releases of I Love Lucy that restored the original series openings with animated versions of Lucy and Daisy plugging cigarettes instead of the familiar hard-on sight and credits, still available as an option for those who want to avoid the smoking plugs. Nah, but for the just odd Blu-ray debut of this beloved TV classic's first season, why, CBS has painstakingly restored all of the original commercials in their jaw-dropping Blu-ray. Seen this way, each episode is prefaced with this new all-caps disclaimer from CBS. We do not recommend smoking, which causes lung cancer and other diseases. So, episodes open with the cigarette company's living trademark, bellhop Johnny Roventini, arguably better known than either Lucy or Desi at the time, singing the then famous jingle, Call for Philip Morris. In the first 4 episodes, he's followed by a smoking hard sell announcer, citing claims by medical authorities that the cigarettes cause less irritation than competitors before the show begins. Lucy and Desi frequently appear in the lengthy by contemporary standards commercials, happily smoking and touting the cigarettes, sometimes in characters Lucy and Ricky, obviously occasionally joined by Fred and Ethel Mertz, or in their animated persona, who were apparently aimed at kids in the audience. This continued for the series' first 3 seasons, when Philip Morris was the series' sole sponsor. Now, some of this material derived from 16mm prints of the original series, which was distributed to select affiliates 60 years ago, and long ago fell into the public domain, has surfaced on YouTube. See the compilation below, and they look far better in the new high definition transfers on the Blu-ray. And there are many more of them too. Ironically, Daisy died of lung cancer in 1986, and Lucy of heart disease 3 years later. Deaths that have long been linked to the cigarette smoking. So, added to the copies, extras carried over from DVD to the Blu-ray are 10 minutes of newly discovered hair and makeup tests done before the first broadcast episode, with an introduction and narration by Lucille Ball's protege, Turner Classics movie host Robert Osborne. Well, sells just about alles, was ich hab sauer will. Well, that's just about all that I wanted to say. So, I hope that you have enjoyed this example of a genuine American accent that is all but dead. And so now I'll go back to my more comfortable Southern accent. Or would you prefer an English accent? Upper crust, posh perhaps? One of the most important things to remember about the special relationship between America and England is the fact that they are two peoples separated, as Churchill said, by a common language. Now, I hope you all have enjoyed this show. I'm briefly going to summarize this in Southern. For them of y'all in the South who cannot understand the Pennsylvania Dutch accent, it was just talking about Lucy and Dizzy doing cigarette commercials back in the day, in the old-timey days of the 1950s. So, okay. Well, I got to go to work. I got to start getting ready to go to work, folks. As you may notice, I do voiceovers and other things which I shan't mention. So now, before I end this video, a thought for tomorrow by the Reverend Billy Graham.
He is our Savior. He is our Redeemer. Get down on your knees and pray to Him. Bless Him, for He is the Lord.